Good morning, everyone, or afternoon if you're in Michigan, Grand Rapids, right? And also,
Benton Harbor.
welcome to Between the Lines, my podcast. I'm your host, Jeanette Huffman, and my co-host, Rich Kopacz. Rich, what is your theme this time? What do you got going on?
In honor of the sort of sci-fi fantasy adventure that we have for us today, I've got kind of a Ghost Rider comic book theme going.
Welcome, AJ Frazier. You actually are the author of 2 novels.
The beginning came first, and then the catalyst is second.
We had 57 pages from your novel, The Catalyst, and I was really impressed. It was interesting when I read it because when you sent the photos of yourself and when Rich said that you used to be a cop, I was like, oh, that is not the person I imagined at all that wrote this. So it was cool.
Listen, it's terrible, but we're like, that's a lot of imagination for a police officer.
Dude, I didn't want to
What?
say it. Okay, so just so we know, my dad was a cop too. And in honor of my father, he passed away in 2013. His name was Richard Huffman. In honor of my father, I actually have his badge up there. He gave it to me before he
Awesome.
passed. My dad was a writer, but he didn't write the way you write. It's a lot of imagination.
Yeah, it is. It's
Have
Were
you
you
heard of the
always-
term? Yeah.
shot blast of them.
Have you heard of the term hyperphantasia?
No, I have not.
So
What is hyper?
there's aphantasia where you can't visualize anything. All you see in the mind's eye is black. I don't have
Mhm.
that. My wife has that. And we realized this about each other like 4 years into knowing each other, which was mind blowing. I have hyperphantasia where I visualize everything to the point of synesthesia, which is technically a disorder where I can see sound in my mind's eye. So I've had this for as long as I can remember. I am still currently a police officer, so I draw on a lot of experiences as a first responder to ground the imagination with realism, if that makes sense. Human emotion, terror, all of the things that can come from being a first responder.
Right. Well, and you as a police officer, you see that on the daily, every day. How
Yeah,
do you decompress from that so that you can write? Or is
uh,
writing your decompression?
writing is a form of decompression for me. I'm also a musician, so I love putting all of that into music as well. Fitness. I'm very much
Obviously.
a believer in. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm very much a believer in being a person outside of the uniform.
Hmm.
And I think that is something that has slowly started to change in society where if you are a police officer, you live and you breathe that uniform, and that can be devastatingly, that can be bad for your mental health and your overall
Right.
wellness. So being sure to leave work at work and come home and do something different.
I've got to ask you this. Being a police officer in our current state of the world, do you find it strange? When my dad was a police officer, everybody loved police officers. They respected them. I think I'd say above firefighters even.
Well,
And
they would
now,
come to our schools, right? They would come to
right.
schools, and they were like celebrities.
They were.
Yep.
Everybody wanted the cop dad to come to the school and to tell the children about what they do and their job, which I still feel is very important. And do you feel like there's been a change? How do you feel about all of it? Like, are you good?
Am I okay?
I
Yes.
know, because it's
So
scary. That's why I'm saying it, AJ. Like, it seems scary for police officers right now.
it does, but I also, if you zoom out, I think I believe that the world has always been bad. We just don't have the resources. We didn't have the resources to spread it like we do now with social media. I have had, I will look back to the 2020 time frame with the riots and everything. I had so many people that in communities that people might not think supported cops actually check up on me and ask and make sure that I was okay. So I think
That's
we've just gotten in the habit of talking more about the negative human interactions than the positive ones. I do think that there's definitely a shift. There is definitely more mental health concerns, more impulsivity with violence and stuff now. I would say that's where, as an officer, I don't want to say that I'm scared, but that's where I have to be more hyper aware, is that there are people more prone to violence, it seems, for whatever reason.
Thank you for your service and thank you for continuing to serve. Uh,
Absolutely.
I do appreciate that. And I love you guys. You guys are great. Um, like I said, my dad was a cop. So, I
That's
have my,
awesome.
my stash of jelly donuts occasionally. Jelly filled. Like that's a thing, isn't it?
It is. I don't like the jelly filled though. I don't like the texture.
No, which donuts are your favorite? If you do eat donuts, because clearly you don't look like you eat donuts.
I do. I love donuts so much. Original glazed is like my favorite,
Oh,
like the most
stop.
boring donut that you can ask for. Blame the autism.
Rich,
I don't know.
Rich, what is your favorite donut?
Oh, yeah, I like my son and I'll go on a summer excursion and we go and we pick up like a dozen donuts to start our day and we find whatever special they're running where they do a theme and pile on the most sprinkles and cream and frosting, like whatever, like if there's as much of the extra stuff as there is of the actual donut,
Oh
that's
my
what we're looking
goodness.
for.
I can't.
Have you
That's too
guys
much.
It is we go into diabetic shock.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
And I
I
am
could
type 1 diabetic, so that sounds absolutely repulsive.
goodness. This is an apocalyptic thriller, and you have a wide array, which we understand now based off of what you've told us about yourself, of characters. You've got a gay priest that is a father. You have got the book clerk Esther, which I'm still trying to figure out. I'm gonna have to buy. I have to buy your book. Everybody that is listening to this podcast needs to buy this book because 57 pages isn't enough. Like you got to keep going. Esther seems like the hub of all of it. And then you've got the Russian assassin, Tira. She's genetically engineered. So your mind can go so many places with that. It's just like, wow. Like, I don't know, so futuristic, right? And then you have Muriel, right? And I don't know. I still have not figured him out. Like I read it and I'm thinking, what is he? So
Well,
so you have
we were playing catch ups. We are catching on that Mariel has not only died but come back.
that's why I need to have both of the books
Mhm.
Yeah.
because you're not going to understand and you're just going to be sitting there like me going, okay, I need more. What's
Yeah. Book 2
what's
is definitely, it's not a standalone. You would be very confused if you started book 2 but hadn't read book 1.
okay. Okay.
So
All
let
right.
me ask you, I'm dying. This is killing me. Does book two conclude it?
No. So this is
Oh,
It wouldn't.
this
It wouldn't.
no. Can't. You will get a six-part series. That's where it ends.
oh,
It has a final end. I know the ending, and it will be nice and neat and a little bow with maybe some overhead philosophical questions, but the ending itself is planned.
okay.
And so truly it's all about Marielle, right? Or
Yes and
well,
no.
I mean, I don't want you to give anything away. Do not give anything away because that is something I'm a strangeling, right? So I don't know if you guys are like this, but even if somebody tells me what's going to happen in a movie or a book, I need to watch it. I need to read it because it doesn't affect me the same way. Even if I know what the ending is, the middle is what I want.
So I would say that the journey to where they get is more important than the actual ending. The journey to where they get, if they didn't have that journey, the ending wouldn't land like it does.
Right.
Cool.
And it's very epic, I'm thinking. You got 6 books. This is going to be very epic.
Yeah.
Well, and you put a lot of detail in there. You can see these things, smell them as you're reading it.
I like the cinematic. I've always liked cinematic things, whether it's music or books. I have a dream that Netflix or HBO Max would pick something up like this at some point. That's like my ultimate goal. So I
Gotcha.
wrote it kind of like episodic in nature.
Yeah.
Each book could be a season, if that makes sense. But I
So
personally, I've struggled reading books that don't provide good immersion.
I read it and I thought you're a movie guy.
Yes,
Definitely.
100%.
Yeah.
You've alluded to music before. What kind of music do you make? What is your thing?
Anything with orchestral cinematic undertones. I know you guys are shocked. Um, so if you take movie trailer type music
Yeah.
and squash it into rap or rock or standalone by itself, that's what I make. So
Nice.
I have 2 guitars, electric drums that I have not touched in like 5 years. Um, but what I
Mm,
primarily play is my synth keyboard because I can layer all sorts of sounds in libraries, so strings, drums, all of that. So
yeah.
I can play, not like a professional player. There's still that I have a lot to learn. I like the technical aspect of getting into the programs and layering sounds and seeing how big that I can make the sound. I I compare it to like my writing process. As you can see in like the 57 pages, I like stacking details that are all important, but by themselves they wouldn't be really all that pertinent. That's what I do with music.
After the podcast, the finale, Rich Kopacz created another one.
AJ did see the script and he okayed it.
Good.
Yeah, you mentioned music, so I'm going to ask you movies. I'm a huge movie guy, and I could tell from your 57 pages. You're right. I kind of write the same way. It's like I'm watching the movie and I'm just writing down what I'm seeing. And I have a
Yes,
feeling that's close to what you do.
100%.
Yeah. So, okay. So what's like if you were to introduce somebody to like the world of movies, you'd be like, well, here's a couple of, you have to see these in order to understand movies. They're kind of like on your golden list. Just give me a couple of favorites that you're like, these are always a must watch.
Um, Most things by Christopher Nolan. I don't know if you're
Oh,
familiar with.
yeah. Yeah. The,
So
the dark.
the Dark Knight, Inception, Interstellar, anything.
Okay.
He partners with Hans Zimmer, which is
Yeah.
like I
Yeah.
one of my favorite composers. Um, I love television series too.
Oh, yeah.
As
Go ahead.
long as the like
Give me,
Fringe by J.J. Abrams.
okay.
He, yeah,
Okay.
he did
Yeah.
Lost. When I'm writing or if a movie's just not landing, it's because of those small details that are not meshed well together. Um, like for a little bit, I would love to have someone commission art for my books at some point,
Mm,
but I'm such a this sounds narcissistic, but I'm such a perfectionist that I'm scared that if they draw my character, like if they draw Tira the way I don't see her, that I'm going to be paying someone and be like, yeah, no, this isn't at all what I envisioned. So I'm trying to start sketching myself so that I can start doing that at some point.
I commissioned my buddy to do some of my characters, and I
No,
knew that I have a different vision. I'm just going to accept what he comes up with. It's his vision of what he sees from my work, and that
that's
I'm going to
true.
be.
It's interesting that we're talking about this because recently commissioned myself novel cover artwork from an individual, and I'm pretty excited about it. I did give him a lot of ideas, direction. You want to let an artist just do their thing, right? The strange thing about it all is his name is AJ. So tell me that's not just the universe
It's a
being
sign.
weird. I
It is.
know. That was
Oh,
it was so strange.
yeah, and like when AJ and I were met on Facebook and stuff, and we were talking, and we're both like, "Wait a minute, you're from Michigan? I'm from Michigan."
Yeah.
Like when we're writers and you like this sci-fi fantasy stuff, it's like
And
we're like a brother from another mother.
which honestly, you saying that you're from Michigan helped give me relief that I wasn't talking to a bot on Facebook. You never know. Like I'm like, am I talking to a bot or am I talking to a real human being right now?
Because they would never claim to be from Michigan.
No.
No, not
They'd be
on
like, how
purpose.
is your writing journey going?
So let me ask you this: how did it go? You went to a book signing, a book introduction to the world with the Catalyst.
Yeah. I went to Schuler's Books, which is the largest independent um bookstore chain here in the state of Michigan. So the Grand Rapids location hosted me, and it was a really good turnout. So they said that 20 people showing up was a success, and I had 32 plus I had my TikTok followers on a live with me.
No,
So yeah, I got like people got about 11 books, purchased that, and I had a signing afterwards. It was really nice. For any Michigan authors or Midwest authors, I would highly recommend trying to get something with Schuler's because it doesn't matter if you have 50 reviews on Goodreads or thousands, they will treat you the same with respect, which I love.
Yeah,
nice.
that's
All right.
cool.
I'm on the 50 review side, just FYI.
No, you're fine. Well, you're well above me. I've
But
got maybe
yeah,
20.
but are your reviews all amazing? Like, I mean, people are blown away. So, I mean, yeah, you can't knock that.
I
Yeah,
can't.
no.
No. I appreciate all of my early readers. Like they have been the ones who have honestly helped me get the bookstore event because the bookstore still likes to see you making some effort in
Right.
marketing. And to be honest, I'm not a fan of marketing, but I had to suck it up and do it.
Yeah.
But my early readers with their reviews have definitely helped me keep boosting my momentum.
No.
Mariel, victim, villain, both? Sometimes they can be both. What say you?
All of the above. But it's also it's
I love that.
reader perspective. For me, it's all of the above, but someone else reading it, it might not be all of the above.
Mm,
Okay. Okay. I see that. I have a character, well, Loki, everybody knows Loki.
yeah.
Um and you think villain right off the bat, but no, there's again layers
So
and
much more to it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Um why a gay priest for his father?
Mm,
So growing up, so I don't know if you did any deep dives on me with biography or anything, but um, I'm a trans man, so I actually started medically transitioning in 2022. Um, You look surprised, so I'm gonna assume that maybe you
No, I
did.
am
No.
surprised. Well, I say that
Good thing.
just so you know, I actually one of my very, very good friends at work is also trans, and, so that's why I'm just like, "Wow, another layer," you know? Like, she's wonderful, but I saw her prior to the transition, and so I can see it. I can see the changes, but I had 0 idea. You've just yet
Awesome.
again blown me away.
Oh, look at that. I like to do that.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
so I growing up, so I'm a person of faith. I have not lost that. Um, Faith is very, very important to me. That faith is what has gotten me over so many hard spots in my life. Um, so faith is different than religion sometimes, and in some of the religions that I've been a part of, there has been earlier in my childhood when I was around 9, um, I our church had us go see a book about the end of the world because it was Y2K. So
Mm.
everyone thought that Jesus was coming back in the year 2000. So there was a movie that came out called The Omega Code, and that was about the Antichrist and Jesus coming back and all of that. So that was not a movie a 9-year-old should have seen. I saw it and I read the book of Revelations. So I'm like, wow, this is absolutely terrifying. I don't want to be
Mhm.
thrown into the lake of fire. And I didn't have the brain capacity to process any of that. But I just assumed that because I was self conscious, that I would be one of those people thrown into the lake of fire. So I had like a strong fear of hell. Um, so before my transition in 2022, um, and this is going to confuse some people listening, but I'm going to try to dumb it down as best as possible. Before I transitioned, I was a lesbian and I had come out when I was in my late teens. So that was what clashed against faith, against religion, all of that. And I was even more certain that I was going to be thrown into the lake of fire. So I was excommunicated from a couple churches, which was devastating to me. So Father Jerome is a priest of the Eastern Orthodox Church. I love the Eastern Orthodox Church. That's where I felt home. That's where I felt closest to God. And I'm not here to bash on the Eastern Orthodox Church. I love it. Obviously, being with a woman at that time did not line up to the church teaching, so I couldn't take communion. Communion is something that's also been very important to me. Communion, confession, all of the sacraments in the church. So they allowed me to keep coming to the services and everything, but there is definitely an otherness when you step into the sanctuary, you see everyone else going up, receiving the blood of and body of Christ, and you're the standalone. So I had to put some of these fears and these traumas somewhere. And the only place that I could think of is through writing. Um, and that's kind of where Jerome kind of mirrors those inner anxieties, that desire to be good, that pull towards God and that strong faith, but also that fear that you're not good enough. So that's a long-winded tale of Father Jerome.
No, I appreciate that because so I've been to a lot of different churches in my in my 47 years on this earth. And what I have come out with in my brain is that books are books, right? We write books. People write books. But how could God not love all of us regardless of these little details that doesn't matter? Like,
The layers. It's the
yeah,
layers.
it is. It is. So that is wow, that's deep. But thank you.
I found a lot of healing through the Mariel series. And like I was saying in my interview at the book signing, some of these fears are ingrained. They're not Some of them will always stay. And I'm not here to say I don't know God. God is a mystery to me, and I say that with the capital M. He's a mystery to all of us. There's only so much that we as humans can know. We can only do our best to follow, in my experience, the path set before us. So I tried to leave the Mariel series with some ambiguity in that the reader, whether they're religious or not, takes from it as it reveals itself, if that makes sense.
Yes. No, it actually does. It does. I it makes me it makes me love your book even more, actually.
But thank you.
You're welcome. Sure. Why does Esther seem like the hub of all of it?
Well,
Which
she's
I don't think she is, now that we've talked about Marielle, but she
you'd be
seemed like it when I
surprised.
read it.
You'd be surprised. She's very important. She doesn't, and you'll understand this in the first book. She annoys a lot of people in the first book. Um, because she's very immature.
Mm.
She's both emotionally mature but also immature at the same time because she dealt with a lot of trauma. Um, and she doesn't have a healthy way of dealing with that trauma. So she does impulsive things that pisses off the readers, pisses off Tira because they're just like, why are you doing this? But
Right.
she is definitely the emotional core of the story. Um, and important for a reason that would be a spoiler. So I can't go into
Don't.
that.
Yeah, no, don't do that.
And what we understood from the 57 pages is that Mario has always been obsessed with her,
Yes.
and at the time, Tira has fallen for her
She
to
wouldn't
some
admit it. She would not admit it, but yes.
right. So, so reading that, like, yeah, like getting out of the 57 pages, we're like, boy, everything seems to kind of revolve around Esther. But that's like we're taking 57 pages out of a larger, like I said, kind of an epic tale.
Yep.
But yeah,
Well, I picked those particular pages because you're spot on. If you look at the tale as a whole, a lot of like everyone is important, everyone has their place, but so many of the actions that are done are driven around Esther as the emotional core. Whether it's bad decisions, good decisions, character development, not because, and I don't want to lessen it to because she's the one that everyone wants. You'll find that it's not that. Um, but she is very important in the decision making that people do.
Do you feel like all of your characters part of you, or are they people that you know? When I'm writing, a lot of times it's me, but also it's people that
Yeah.
I know.
Wait till you meet Phil. Phil was not in there. I don't remember if he's mentioned in there, but Phil is one of the most hated characters in that series.
so
Um,
Phil mentioned a lot in your reviews. People hate him.
yes. Yep. Thank you
Yeah,
for reading the reviews, by the way, because that helps give you kind of an idea of the different types of characters in there. So,
yeah,
yes, Father's Rome I always saw as the extension of my anxieties and my faith and my inner strength. Um, Tira is me, essentially.
right.
She is emotionally stunted. I have had to learn vulnerability through my wife. She's like, you're gonna have to be vulnerable with me in order to be married to me.
Wives tend to demand that.
Mm.
Yes. They're like, you need to talk about your emotions. I'm like, I don't have emotions. But
But I'll tell you what, does that help? She's like, no.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
You're gonna be so without getting too much detail into things from my childhood, um, I just came out very. I struggled to deal with different emotions, how I felt, how to express them. I was diagnosed on the spectrum autistic last year. So that gave me kind of an eye-opening realization as to why I am the way I am too. So Tira was raised in a very, 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 very unhinged, emotionally abusive household. And so she's emotionally stunted. Esther kind of is forcing her out of that shell. Um, Sound familiar? And so Tira is very much, and obviously she's very tactical. So I pull a lot from the law enforcement experience and all of that. So she's like an extension of me. She's like the female version of me. But more badass, personally. Phil came from people that I know. He kind of represents the the people who told me that I was going to hell. Some of those traumas there. But he also represents a place of ignorance that I've been in. I mean, there's a scene in the first book where he's arguing with Father Jerome, because Father Jerome was a theology professor. He's arguing with Father Jerome about he doesn't understand why government funded slavery would not benefit the economy. But he says it in a way that makes it actually a very good argument, saying, okay, how about we take these groups of people who don't really contribute to society and we make them contribute to a society so that the rest of us who deserve it can function. So he flowers up his language to present a really good argument. And I remember, I didn't do that in college, but I remember arguing with several professors, pulling from some of my younger years and some of the religious cults that I was a part of, and they were cults, pulling from some of that and arguing with my professor, saying, well, the Bible says this, this, and this. If we push that onto society, we will have a more moral society. So Phil doesn't just come from my poor experiences. He comes from me in places of ignorance that I've been in. So yeah, long story short, there's a lot of the characters that are extensions of me.
So that's wonderful. And I mean, I love that your characters are flawed. Your characters are anything but perfect people. You have a cast that all represents some facet of a track to redemption
Yeah.
from some different starting point. But you can't have that track if they don't start flawed.
Yep. And Mariel kind of does, without again giving too many spoilers, he does kind of a reverse. His arc isn't really redemptive. It's a struggle. It's a constant struggle for him. And Mariel represents this is a little tidbit that a lot of people would never guess. Mariel's obsession with Esther was my way of dealing with, because he's told in book 1, by God, leave Esther alone, and God will not expressly tell him why, except that you will hurt her if you keep on this pathway of obsession. So Mariel was my way of dealing with those early years where I was told being in the LGBT community, acting on it, will send you down the wrong path. So Esther kind of in my mind represented the identity that I couldn't have because it wasn't God's will. And Mariel is kind of like the emotional turmoil that I went through trying to follow God's direction, while not wanting to lose what I felt is a part of me. So that's just a little interesting tidbit about kind of where those characteristics come from.
Right. A very, very deep inner struggle.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the thing that makes novels they're real. They're raw. They're a part of you. We've had this discussion about AI before. People they get worried about, well, can AI just write all of this for us? And that's where I don't think it can
It can't.
because
No.
no,
It
it
doesn't
doesn't
have
have
the.
that.
It could in the future, but right now it doesn't have the layered. It doesn't have those. It's very robotic. It's like if I stripped all of my personal experiences out and just responded to you guys in an autistic manner. That's what you're
Right.
gonna get.
Right.
Which would to me just be worthless. Like just not worthless, but pointless. I
It
wouldn't
is.
even,
Right.
People
it'd
want
be
to
like,
experience the human experience.
they do. There's a connection that we all want, and we want to understand each other, even if sometimes we might not agree with it or get it. It's something innate. It's inside of us. And who deserves mercy based on the character?
Which character deserves mercy? One could argue they all do.
Mm.
I agree. I
Mercy
agree.
from each other, mercy from society, mercy from God.
I definitely think, yeah. My wife is nodding yes. Um, she's my biggest fan, by the way, as she must
Oh,
be. I think from God is kind of where I'm aiming because there are a lot of things that people do to each other in that book that are would be considered unforgivable. I
Mm.
also think there's a difference between grace and mercy. Um,
So,
I
okay,
think
tell me that.
what's that?
So, like, what's the difference?
Mercy, mercy I see being retracting an immediate punishment, if that makes sense. When I think mercy, I think, okay, I was about ready to give you this consequence, but I see you as you are now, and I'm going to have mercy on you out of my own volition.
Okay.
Grace, I see almost like empathy, the ability to, like Jesus came to earth to understand the human condition. That's where I
Right.
think Jesus's grace comes from, is because God didn't know what it was like being human and having those human struggles until he sent his son to come and experience the human struggle so that he could extend grace. I think God almost had, like Old Testament God had the mercy, Jesus had the grace.
So let me this is how I've heard it, and this is it's a good simple way, right? So judgment is when you get what you deserve. You did this and there are consequences, and now you're going to feel the consequences because they're a reaction from what you did, so you deserve them.
Right.
Is when you're relieved of those consequences. Like you say, there was a punishment, but I'm not gonna administer that punishment. That's mercy. Although you did the thing to deserve it, you're not going to get the punishment. That's mercy. Grace is when it's like you did the thing. Not only am I not giving you the punishment, I'm going to bring you into a place of peace and even fulfillment. Like
Yes.
grace is the extra mile of you did this thing and this is what you deserve, but I'm bringing you so far removed from that.
Yep.
You can't you like we have to invent a new word for it, and
And
that's
here
grace.
is what I also try to not emphasize, because that would mean the reader is taking from me, not from the actual book. I think it's incredibly important because I've had this struggle where I cannot accept love because I don't feel like I deserve it. So sometimes grace is just loving your face. And whether you accept it or not, that's on you. So I try to take the characters through these opportunities of receiving grace, but because there's such pride or inner turmoil or self-hatred,
Right.
the grace and the love is almost more terrifying than fear.
Yeah.
And
That's very real. Good.
We talked about Phil, the character that everybody hates. Who do you think the character is that everybody loves the most?
consistently, I would say Tira and Father Jerome.
What's next?
The other books.
I want to
Oh,
know, how much time do you have to celebrate the release of the Catalyst, and you just have to get right back to work to write the third one?
knowing me, not much time because I can't take breaks. I have to do something. Um, book 3 is already part 1's already done. So I just need to reread part 1 and get back into it. But I
Yeah.
don't want to rush it because that character development is incredibly important to me, even more than plot. The character development is what's holding my readers, and I don't want to just rush to put out a product. I also know I have to be timely about it, but I'd like to give myself at least a good 9 months to a year to get it out there.
Okay.
AJ Frazier, where can all of your readers, your fans, your people that are out there waiting find your novels?
So they can find it all major retail bookstore chains. They can even order it from Walmart, apparently. Like, I discovered that the other day. I'm like,
Nice.
oh wow, cool. So Amazon, major retail bookstores. If you're from Michigan, there are 14 signed copies at the Grand Rapids location. So if you want a signed copy at Schuler's, the Grand Rapids location, you can get that there. They're going to start distributing it to Amos, Ann Arbor, West Bloomfield, all of the Schulers. So I love supporting independent bookstores. So I'd rather like local residents to go in store and order them, because that helps me too. That keeps them excited to keep putting my book on the shelf. But other than that, Amazon is where most people grab them. And the Catalyst will be out May.
I'll be in Michigan in June. I will have to stop by Schuler's and get one of those prized signed copies. Thank you, AJ, for being on Between the Lines. I appreciate it. This has been a lot of fun, and
Thank you, guys.
this is not the end. We will definitely be keeping in touch.
If anyone knows,
thank you for your service. Absolutely.
If anyone knows any producers or directors or any links to Netflix or HBO, I can get you guys rich.
Yes, you could.
Thank you guys so much. I genuinely appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Where's the location of your emergency?
This is Officer Tira Stansfield, and I'm with an injured civilian in a red Chevelle heading southbound on M139. I need medical assistance to meet me at...
Officer Stansfield, what is your location? location?
I'm southbound in a red Chevelle heading for the Harris Clinic, and we need medical personnel. I have a civilian with a concussion and a possible skull fracture. Damn it! Hello? Hello?
Officer Stansfield.
Can you read me?
Stansfield, is the civilian Esther Caravan?
What?
I repeat, do you have Esther Caravan with you?
How would they know? I have an unidentified female, 24, with a concussion and a possible...
What did you do to Esther?
No, it's not
I
possible.
repeat, what is wrong with Esther? If you have harmed her in any way...
I will break your legs off and beat you to death with them.
What was that?
Nothing. Just the radio. Are you okay, Esther? Are you injured?
Tara? What's going on? Where's Mariel? What happened?
He attacked you in the bookstore. Do you remember?
Yeah, I remember that. Were you there?
You broke away from him and ran. I found you just outside. How do you feel? Are you bleeding?
I'm fine. I think. Just wait. I remember now. Outside the bookstore, you had a gun. You shot him. He was coming out the front door.
He was about to kill you, Esther. Kill you or worse.
You shot him. You killed him.
I had no choice. And I didn't.
What was that?
Someone's tailing us.
He's a maniac.
Hold on.
Why would Mariel try to kill me? What do you mean, or worse?
I can't explain right now. Just give me a minute.
911, where's the location of your emergency?
This is Tara Stansfield. I'm southbound on 139 with another vehicle in pursuit, and I need...
Officer, I need to speak with your
You
passenger.
said we are in danger. There's a vehicle in pursuit.
Put Esther Caravan on the phone.
Operator, put me through to your supervisor now.
Why do they want to talk to me?
Don't say anything.
Esther Caravan? Are you there, Esther?
No.
What do they want with me?
Esther, listen to me very carefully. I need you to take the gun out of the glove box and shoot Officer Stansfield in the head.
What?
Wait, are you wearing a seatbelt?
Screw this.
What is happening?
Mariel, somehow
Mariel's dead.
He's not. I didn't kill Esther! Ah! Hold on! That should give us some time. Esther, there's something you need to know about Mariel. And about me too. I didn't just happen to meet you, I was supposed to... What? Esther!
Door against my leg.
All right, hang on. Don't move.
Oh. That's better. That's... How did you do that? You broke the door completely off its hinges.
That's part of what I'm trying to tell you. But we need to go somewhere. Oh no! Get down!
Oh my god, your arm! What is that? What are you?
Just stay down. We have to get...
Oh my god!
Okay.
You've been shot twice. How are you still driving? Kira, the cliff! We're headed toward the cliff!
Not us. Just him. Esther? Esther? Esther!
What? Who? Tara?
Are you okay?
Wait, I'm okay. I'm okay, I think.
Good. Move over.
What?
Move over. You have to drive.
Wait! Just wait for 1 second!
We don't have a second. Get behind the wheel.
Hey, you... Oh my god. What are you, Tara? Your arm. Your shoulder, even part of your face, you're all metal and wiring.
The same Tira who met you at the cafe, who talked to you all night, who held you when you needed someone.
But what?
Cybernetics, courtesy of government funding, keeps me alive through the wonders of modern technology, even if I want to die.
That's why.
And I've been using all of that technology to keep you alive, but right now I can't drive and we have to keep moving. Start the car, Esther.
Okay. There. How is that still playing? Tara, it won't turn off.
Put it in gear, I got this.
Of the silvery moon, I want to spoon.
That's Mariel.
To my honey.
But he can't be. He can't still be.
By
The car in gear, Esther.
of the silvery moon,
Floor it!
I want to spoon.
No. Come on.
Esther! Esther, please!
By the light of the silvery
Stupid car, come on!
Go! All right, let me think.
I know where we need to go. 1409 Oaken Lane.
What? That's Mariel's house.
It's where he lives, but it's his father's house. And his father's a priest. We
really
tried your
think...
government-funded cyber-technic tech, and it hasn't worked. I think it's time we got religion.
All right, let's cut. It's, oh my God, your arm, because you're looking at Tira's
her
arm.
arm, my arm, our arms. Gotcha, thank you. Somebody's arm, something happened to an arm.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you, that part a little further up where she's like, you ripped the door off. Totally envision that as the Twilight scene where Edward stops the car and Bella's like, you stopped the car with your arm.
Yeah, there you go. It's totally inspired by Twilight.
Everything is.
Everything is. Everything comes back to Twilight.
The universal story. Oh my God, my arm.